A deadly truck attack that killed at least 14 people and hurt dozens of others in New Orleans yesterday.
Yes, it was quiet on Bourbon Street today with the area closed by police barricades. The FBI also confirmed today the U.S. Army veteran who drove into the crowd was acting alone. They say the 42-year-old driver is a U.S. citizen from Texas. He posted 5 videos on Facebook hours before the attack and proclaimed his support for ISIS, according to officials.
First and foremost, let me be very clear about this point. This was an act of terrorism. It was premeditated and an evil act.
Meanwhile, at the White House today, President Biden met with his Homeland Security team. The team based in New Orleans is now stepping in to help with security.
When the attack happened, Bourbon Street was filled with revelers welcoming in the new year.
We're now learning the names and more about the victims tonight. Take a look.
Tributes pouring in for the victims of the New Orleans attack. 14 roses placed on Bourbon Street in their honor. Jen Williams donating blood today to remember her friend Hubert Guthrow.
He's 21 years old, and this is how my call to action. This is how I'm here to help do my part, praying for all families.
18-year-old Nakira Dito was set to start nursing school. Her mother saying she warned her to stay away from the area.
As I said, well, make sure you don't go to New Orleans like you snuck last time.
Her friend Zion describing the chaos as they tried to find safety.
We ran into the bar to be protected by the little divot. And I'm supposing, I could have sworn she was behind me, but now that I'm doing the math, it's seeming like she ran a different direction. And I turned my head, and it's her in the street.
Kathy and Louis Tenedorio were also worried about their 25-year-old son Matthew's plans to go to Bourbon Street.
All I could do was just hug him and tell him, I love you, Happy New Year, please text me when you get home. And that text never came.
27-year-old Nicole Perez was also killed, known for her dedication to work and her 4-year-old son.
She was being a mother and a father, and she was doing a really good job.
Many of those victims in town celebrating the new year or there for the Sugar Bowl, their lives cut short in what's being investigated as an act of terror. In addition to the 14 victims killed, there are several others still in the hospital, including a University of Georgia student in critical condition and a man thrown off his wheelchair. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Lionel, thank you. And now to a shooting at a nightclub in New York last night. 10 people were hurt. It happened just before midnight outside a nightclub in Queens. Victims are all between the age of 16 and 20 years old. They are expected to recover. Police say 3 to 4 men opened fire, and the search continues for the suspects. Law enforcement is now investigating if this was gang-related.
The FBI is now saying they do not believe the deadly explosion outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas is tied to yesterday's terror attack in New Orleans.
We are following up on all potential leads and not ruling everything out. However, at this point, there is no definitive link between the attack here in New Orleans and the one in Las Vegas.
Officials today confirmed Matthew Allen Livelsberger rented the vehicle through the Turo app, and it was driven to Las Vegas. 2 handguns were found inside the truck, and they were lawfully purchased just before Christmas by Livelsberger. The U.S. Army confirmed he served in the Army and National Guard from January 2006 to 2012 and is currently serving in the Army as a Special Operations soldier since December 2012. ATF agents searched his home in Colorado Springs, trying to figure out a possible motive. Remember to download the ABC 10 Plus streaming TV app, now playing the full news conferences and updates on the New Orleans attack and the Las Vegas truck explosion. The ABC 10 Plus streaming app is free to download wherever you stream on your TV.
At first we had some hesitation. My mom and my wife both really want us to come home, but we just can't live in fear, and we want to be here for the dogs and support them.
College football was played in New Orleans today. Keep in mind the bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia was scheduled for yesterday, but it was postponed after that deadly attack on Bourbon Street. It's just a mile away from the stadium. And closer to home, they had a big watch party at Mojo's in downtown Sacramento. ABC 10's Devin Truby spent the day talking to fans, but Devin, I know this is much bigger than the game.
Chris, yes, that was the overwhelming message here, that while on the field you might have opponents and rivalries, everyone was coming together today in solidarity and all hoping for the same thing, that the community can come together and, well, that their team could win.
My heart sank into my stomach.
A heart-stopping moment for Notre Dame and Georgia football fans before the All-State Sugar Bowl was even played. A New Year's Day terrorist attack in New Orleans, killing 15 and injuring 35 people just a little over a mile away from where the game was going to be played.
It wasn't so much about the game as it was, I was concerned for my people who were there.
Katie Cobain, the president of the Notre Dame Sacramento Club, hosting a watch party Thursday after the game was postponed Wednesday.
We're united as Notre Dame family, but we're united with the citizens of New Orleans.
Current student Issa Sheikh watching two screens, the game and his phone, as he hears from friends that are in New Orleans for the game.
And a lot of the people I knew had just gone back to their hotel 5 minutes before. We were trying to track down everyone we knew. A lot of the staff at the student paper that works with us, and we're sort of making sure everyone was okay. But it was terrifying. It was quite scary in those moments to be like, oh my God, these could be my friends.
Mojo's local tap-in kitchen serving as a meeting place for fans to come together in good times and bad, bringing a bit of New Orleans to them with their beignets and New Orleans Abita root beer.
Whatever level you play sports, you learn about being a team and being bigger than a moment like this. You hope that we can rise up and be something stronger for the community.
A community of blue and gold coming together in solidarity for one another in tough times, but also to celebrate.
I just got into the University of Notre Dame, and I can't wait.
Just look at this. Look at this. It brings people together. I think that's important on times like this. I think it's a good thing. And the other thing, too, is you kind of forget about those kind of things. You worry about this and kind of takes your mind off it.
We all come together because we all love sports in one way or another.
The final score of the quarterfinals All-State Sugar Bowl, Notre Dame 23, Georgia Bulldogs 10. So Notre Dame will be moving on. Reporting live in Sacramento, Devin Truby, ABC 10.